everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. Today I'm gonna tell you a story about sprinkles. It all started in a bakery. This bakery to be exact. My mom ran a cake business directly from our home, and while most kids can only dream of living in a bakery, I just thought it was normal. In fact, I've spent most of my life around cake and I can hardly stand it now. People always ask, you must love cake, why aren't you really fat? Did you eat cake for dinner? No, I didn't eat cake for dinner, I'm a burb, not a borb, and I practically hate sweets because of one thing. Sprinkles. Growing up, I knew that not every eagle had full access to a cake shop, so I had to live out every young child's dream of eating an exuberant amount of sprinkles. My sister and I were right at the age where we could be left at home alone, so my mom would just leave us there when she went to go get groceries. It was fine, she'd only be gone for a few minutes, so there was really nothing to worry about. But oh, was she wrong! Mom would get in the car and leave, and I would peek out the window to watch her car go over the hill. Wait about 3 minutes just to make sure she wasn't gonna come back, then make a sprint for the bakery. Mom always had a 5-gallon bucket of sprinkles, and I always knew right where it was at. I was always really afraid my mom would come home and see me with a handful of her sprinkles, so I would run outside and crawl underneath of our deck. Under there. This went on for about 2 weeks until the entire 5-gallon bucket of sprinkles was completely gone. And I ate all of those sprinkles underneath my deck. Also, weirdly enough, my mom never figured out, and I think about it now, and a bunch of people ate sprinkles that my hands have touched, so that's gross. So, the moral of the story is, while mom's away, the eagle plays. And by plays, I mean eats like all the sprinkles in the entire bakery. And then throws up. I forgot to add that, I threw up once. I just ate too many gosh darn sprinkles. It's Adler the Eagle, and this video is gonna make me look dumb. Like really dumb. Sometimes in life, we just don't see things coming, especially if that thing is class and you're a bird. Let's go ahead and set the scene. It's early spring in northeast Indiana. One of those days where there's still snow on the ground, but it's like 65 degrees out. A young Adler arrives home from school. Now, on any normal day, I would just walk in the back door, but on this special day, it was locked. So I went around and tried the front door. And it was locked too. Since it was so nice out, my mom had opened a window to air out the house. So I poked my head through to let her know the door was locked. Mom? And just like that, I was stuck in the window. Mom? 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 But Mom wasn't there. In fact, Mom had left about 5 minutes earlier to go to the grocery store. Probably to buy more sprinkles. Now, I may have lied earlier when I said how old I was when this happened. I was 18. I told you this thing would make me look dumb. I tried to reach for my phone, but it was in my backpack. So to open the windows, you have to crank the handles, but my wings were stuck behind the glass. So next I tried to slide up and down, but in that process I closed the window further on my head. And that was it. I was stuck. I thought to myself, surely my mom would be home soon, but nope, she never came back. So I stood there and waited, and waited, and waited, and waited. First I sang songs to pass the time, then I tried to wriggle out again, then I cried. I had my head stuck in that window for 2.5 hours! The only reason I was even able to get out was because my cousin just happened to stop by. But of course, before she let me out, she had to take some pictures. So, the moral of the story is, always keep a house key hidden somewhere outside of your house. Or you may just get your head stuck in a window for 2.5 hours. Hey everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. Have you ever been to an amusement park and seen one of those workers who talks on the microphone, puts their thumb up and says, all clear? Well, that used to be me. Over the course of 5 years, I actually worked at a few different amusement parks, and I really enjoyed my time as a ride host. But that isn't to say it was all fun and games. Safety was our #1 priority, and making sure all of our guests were safe was no easy task. And one of the hardest jobs is entrance. Entrance is what we call that worker who sits out front and measures people with a candy cane. And while it may look easy, this is actually one of the hardest jobs to do. For example, the guests ask the same questions all day.
Is this one fast?
Now what I wanted to say was, it's a roller coaster? Of course it goes fast. But what I actually said was, yes. I would also get asked,
has anyone ever died on this ride?
What I wish I would have said was,
not today.
But what I actually said was, no. Of course, these were just the normal questions I would get asked. One of the strangest ones was,
dear sir, can I hold my newborn baby on this ride?
And I thought she was joking. But apparently she wasn't, because I may or may not have gotten a note about it from guest services the next day. Not my best. Speaking of jokes, don't make jokes with the entrance host. I promise you we've heard your joke before.
I'm here to ride your ride. Oh, is it going to be like riding your job, you know? It has ups and downs, just like everyone else. One of the lowest points in my life, actually, was said that my parents almost told me that I was only going to grow up to 2 feet. But look at me now. I have 4 feet. I'm a tall drink of water. Glug, glug. But let me ask you this question, Mr. Roller Coaster Birdman. Am I tall enough to ride?
What I wanted to say was... real funny. Good original goof, Dr. Comedy. But what I really said was, actually, I'll need you to step over here for me. Because, get this, you can actually be too tall to ride some rides. And there is nothing harder than telling a macro-level person that they can't ride a roller coaster. Now, entrance is also in charge of closing the entrance if it starts to rain. And if you thought the questions were crazy before, oh, just you wait.
Why is the ride down?
Unfortunately, we can't run when it's raining.
It's not raining. It's only sprinkling.
Well, sprinkles are technically rain?
No, they aren't. Where is your supervisor?
I am the supervisor. But there are things much worse than sprinkles that can come from the sky. I once had a person run up to me at entrance and demanded that I call security. When I asked them why, they said a bird had pooped in their mouth. And now I'm put in a really awkward situation. Because, you know, I'm a bird. So I calmly replied with, well, I can call first aid if you'd like. And they replied with,
No, you need to call security to have the seagull destroyed.
Needless to say, I ended up having to call security for other reasons. So, the moral of the story is, always be nice to employees. Or you may end up being made fun of on the internet. Hey everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. As we go through our lives, we'll have jobs that we absolutely love. And we'll have jobs that we absolutely don't love. Not every part of our lives has to be focused on our career goals, and sometimes it's okay to focus on other things for a while. So I found myself working at my alma mater as a cashier for the dining halls. It was a nice job, and I helped a lot of people smile while doing it. The only problem was I would sometimes get asked to go to other locations. One day when I came in, instead of going to my usual register, I was asked to go across the street to Tom John's, the sandwich shop on campus. I walked over, and the supervisor gave me the lowdown.
Yeah, so basically the sandwiches will show up behind you, you'll read the abbreviation on the sandwich out loud. If you don't know it, you can look at the chart next to the register. Then you just charge them for whatever type of meat is in the sandwich. It's easy.
I was wrong. I was so wrong! The doors had barely even opened for lunch, and immediately there's a line at my register. Slightly panicked, I take a brief moment to reflect on my 13 seconds of training.
Yeah, so basically the sandwiches will show up behind you.
Right! That's not a sandwich. Yeah, did someone get a soup?
I did.
I like soup.
Right. Good. What kind of soup?
Beer cheese soup.
Vegan broccoli.
Okay, cool. This is French onion. And it only got crazier from there. When the sandwiches actually did show up, the abbreviations made no sense. Each of them were horrifyingly similar, and most included the letter C. Okay, so I have a honey bacon cheddar cheese chicken chipotle classic? And to add to the confusion, most of the students didn't even know it was in their sandwich. All right, so you had a classic chipotle cheese. What kind of meat was on that?
I don't know, man. Like, the warm kind.
Well, all of our meats are warm. We toast all the sandwiches here.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ring you up for a chicken sandwich.
Wait, I didn't have a sandwich.
Oh wait, this isn't your sandwich? What did you even order?
I had a French onion soup.
I called that out like an hour ago. So, the moral of the story is, not every moment of our lives has to be about our career. And sometimes it may feel like you don't have enough training to get the job done. But take a deep breath, look at what's ahead of you, and eventually you'll figure out what that sandwich is. Okie dokie, so I have a honey bacon club?
Oh, that's me.
Yes. everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. College is a time for growth, learning, and maturing. And it's also a time for learning how to share a tiny space with a random stranger. It seems like everyone who's ever been to college has either a terrible roommate story or a really good roommate story, but we never hear about the true unsung hero of space sharing, the regular roommate. The regular roommate is both a blessing and a curse. You get along really well, but you also don't actually want to hang out with them either. When their mom comes into town, she invites you to go out to dinner with them and says, "It's okay, honey, I got the bill." And you feel really weird about that, so you only order a soup. But you're still hungry, so you eat all the bread and drink 8 glasses of water instead. And then regular roommate and their mom talk about Thanksgiving plans and how Uncle Seth is gonna be sleeping in regular roommate's room, and you just sit there and hope to high heavens your phone doesn't die. Like those kind of regular roommates. Now, I've had my fair share of regular roommates, and I'd like to take a moment to immortalize them forever in this YouTube video. First up is Brian. Brian was my freshman dorm roommate, and honestly, we were pretty chill.
Hey Adler, wanna play Smash Brothers?
Yeah. He wasn't as good as me, so I taught him the actual controls to play. He tried to teach me the intricacies of football. That didn't go nearly as well. Oh, also, Brian was obsessed with milk. He would sometimes use his entire lunch swipe on milk. At a certain point, we started collecting all the milk bottles until we filled an entire wall with them. Dude, is this too much milk?
There's no such thing as too much milk, Adler. No such thing.
There was, because about a week later, the room started to smell awful. And you'll never guess what caused that. It was the milk. It was all the milk on the wall. It was all that we didn't rinse them out and it smelled bad. All in all, Brian was a great regular roommate. 7.8 out of 10, too much milk. Next was Brian. Yes, they had the same name. No, I'm not just calling every roommate I had Brian, so let's go ahead and call this one Brian 2. Brian 2 was a bit more irregular than regular, but all in all, pretty standard. Hey, Brian 2, I'm headed to the store. Do you want to tag along with?
Yeah, I need to get me another bag of them blue chips.
Blue chips?
Yeah, like those triangular ones with a good dust.
Dust? Do you mean Doritos?
Nah, it's like a blue bag of triangle chips.
You mean Doritos, Brian 2, get in the car. Okay, I lied about him being regular. On multiple occasions, I would come home to find him watching the same episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. Is this the Bubble Buddy episode again?
Yep.
Haven't you watched this 18 times? All right, I'll leave you to it.
Okay, bye, Adler.
So Brian 2 might have been kind of weird, but he was actually a really great roommate. Quiet, clean, and always willing to lend a hand. My last and most recent regular roommate was Brian 3. Brian 3 and I weren't true roommates. We were housemates. And I have a feeling if we were real roommates, things would have been a lot less regular. Brian 3 was kind of a mooch. And by kinda, I mean he was a full-on scavenger.
Hey man, so there's a frozen Hot Pocket in the freezer. Can I eat it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, my dude. Hey man, there's like a half frozen pizza in the fridge. Can I?
Yes, Brian 3, you can have some.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, my dude. Hey man, there's a completely untouched birthday cake on the counter here that says happy birthday, Adler. Can I have some?
Brian 3, you can eat my birthday cake.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, my dude. Oh, also, I found this wrapped up box on the porch. It has your name on it, but can I have it?
While he may have been a mooch, Brian 3 was really good about mowing, so I can't really complain too much about the food. I hate mowing. So, the moral of the story is, communication is the key to being a good roomie. Having a roommate is weird and it's never easy to share a small space with another person. But by talking, working together, and making compromises, you too can have a regular roommate of your own. Probably named Brian. Hey everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. Winters in Indiana are pretty rough. It's cold and snowy one day, and it's completely wet and rainy the next. We get this thing called lake effect snow. I don't know exactly how it works, but something about Lake Michigan causes it to snow a lot more than any other place. And my family's house was right on the path of that. Most families stay warm inside their homes all winter, thanks to an invention called the electrical heater. The Eagles, on the other hand, we used a much simpler form of heat. Fire! Electricity bills go way up in the winter, so using a wood-burning furnace was way cheaper. But it was also a lot more work. In the summers, we would spend hours filling up the wood pit, so in the winter, we could spend hours emptying the wood pit. Everyone in the family had a job with the furnace. My mom stoked it, my dad chopped wood for it, and my sister enjoyed its warmth. My job was to get firewood anytime the wheelbarrow was empty. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, Dad?
We need to get wood.
The pronoun we was mostly a lie because it was really me who got the firewood. And it didn't matter what was happening. We built this city. We built this city on roof and float.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah?
We need to get wood.
Or who was over.
Thanks for having us over, Adler.
Yeah, your house is so nice and warm.
It's so great to finally get to hang out together.
Wow, great friends of mine. I'm glad we got to spend all of this time together and didn't have to do a single mind-numbing, tedious chore.
Hey, buddy.
Why should we help you?
Oh, because my dad said we need to get firewood.
Well, we don't live here, so why are you involving we's?
Because it's my job to get firewood, and you're my friends, and also you were enjoying the heat earlier when we were playing video games.
I think I hate we now.
So, yeah. This goes out to all my friends who I forced to help get firewood. I'm sorry about my family's weird obsession with burning wood. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. Now, if my friends weren't around to help me get firewood, my parents would sometimes send out my sister to help me get firewood. She would do everything in her power to not get firewood, even if that meant throwing the wood back into the wood pit. I would then yell at her, and then she would run inside to cry to mom and dad about it. And then she would never be found again. She is single-handedly the smartest bird I know. I absolutely hated gathering firewood. But every now and then, during this cold time of the year, I walk outside and I can smell the neighbors burning wood. The sky full of stars and the moon making the cold night look like day. And I'm taken back to a simpler time, where gathering firewood to keep my family warm was my biggest worry. The chores that we hate doing now might just help us grow into bigger, better, stronger people in the future. Take a moment today to appreciate the warmth of the people and the place around you, and help someone smile today. Bye! Hey everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. I love video games, and while I may not be the best at them,
that's being generous.
Okay, or even really good at all, I really enjoy playing games with friends and talking about them. I have always been a Nintendo nerd, ever since my mom got us a Nintendo 64 for Christmas back in 1999. The release of a new Nintendo console has always been a big highlight for me, and it's been about 2 years since the Nintendo Switch came out. I remember watching the press conference for the Switch and thinking, oh my gosh, I need that right now. The portability, the versatility, the pure Nintendo awesomeness. The only problem was I was too hesitant, and those bad birds sold out faster than rooms for Midwest Fur Fest. So if I wanted to get my feathers on the new console, I'd have to do the dreaded midnight release and wait in line at a place that didn't pre-order them. A place called Meijer. Meijer's our Midwest everything store. It has groceries, it has a pharmacy, and it also has an electronics section. My friend Toad had pre-ordered a Switch from Target, but it wasn't supposed to ship until a week after the release date, so he decided to come along with to see if he could snag one too.
Also for the fun of it.
Just to be safe, we decided to go check out the Meijer around noon. We grabbed some Taco Bell and headed over to the electronics section. Hello, is this the waiting line for the Nintendo Switch?
Huh, why yes, it is. Very few of us will be able to get a Nintendo Switch upon the release at midnight.
Oh, well, how many do they have?
Well, I work here, but last I checked, we only had 10 of them. But that isn't to say we haven't gotten more in stock since.
Okay, sounds good.
But let's not, pardon me for being so blunt, let's not forget that I am number 1 and have been waiting here since 8 o'clock a.m.
Oh, sorry, we can...
Where should you wait? Oh, I know. How about back there? At the end of the line.
Okay, we're going.
Good luck getting a Switch.
We knew we would get hungry later, so we decided to load up on some snacks before we sat down.
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. Wait, 9? There were 8 before.
Oh, sorry. I just got here, but you can go ahead of me if you want. It's my son's birthday next week, and I called off to get him a Switch.
Aww.
Oh, no, it's fine. Stay there.
But that makes me 10 and you 11.
Well, I still have mine coming in the mail, and besides, maybe someone will flake.
And so we began the vigil of the Nintendo Switch. I grabbed a sketch pad off the shelf and started to draw on it, and Toad had brought his laptop for entertainment. At first it was fun, sitting and talking to number 9, but soon it became very clear we were in this for the long haul. It wasn't until around 4 o'clock that someone else showed up.
Hey, you guys waiting for Nintendo Switches?
Yep, but I think they said they only have 10 of them?
That's okay. I'm patient.
Alright.
Psst. Adler, that's my chemistry professor.
Wait, really?
Yes.
A little later, we asked number 12 and number 9 to hold our spots in line while we stole some beanbag chairs for everyone.
I mean, it isn't actually stealing if you never left the store, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So, covalent bonds, am I right?
Yeah, the sharing of electronic pairs between atoms.
See, I knew it. No one just knows that.
Anyway, a few more hours had passed, and then an announcement was made.
Attention Meyer shoppers. If you're currently trapped in the book section waiting for a Nintendo Switch, I have some good news and bad news for you. The good news is we have 20 Switches available in stock. The bad news is that I'm a furry.
See? Patience.
My heart goes out to all of those who were not patient and left when I said they only had 10. I am so sorry. Toad later found a yo-yo in his backpack, which was fun for Toad and I and horrifying for everyone else.
Ouch.
Hey.
And in that time, we added numbers 13 through number 20. And let me tell you, number 20 was a nervous wreck.
So you can't buy more than one, right? What if someone buys 2? What if the guy who's a furry lied on the PA announcement?
Well, let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, wait, wasn't the eagle supposed to be number 10?
There's a lie jumper?
There was, because while no one was looking, number 6 brought in number 6.5. And that's when things started to get crazy. Basically, everyone was annoyed by this, but no one actually said anything to them. So, of course, being a former ride host, I was the one who had to go talk to them about the line jumping. Hey, so are you buying a Switch?
Oh, no. I'm just waiting here with number 6. I don't even like video games.
Oh yeah, they suck.
And the tension in the book aisle melted away. Waiting for things is always the worst. No one wants to spend hours and hours sitting in a grocery store. But the stories you hear and take away from waiting are honestly the best part of waiting. You never know what may happen, but hopefully it was all worth the wait. Toad, this is so exciting! I've been waiting for so long for this!
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cancel my Target pre-order now.
Yikes. Hey everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. Blazin and I get asked very often how we met each other, and we met just as most couples do, at mascot tryouts. While in college, I was the school mascot, Charlie Cardinal, and at the end of every semester, we held tryouts to find new Charlies. It takes a certain type of person to be a mascot, and with all the former Charlies graduating, we had to find some good replacements. Some of the tryouts were okay, and most were not great. It was looking pretty grim, until someone by the name of Blazin the Dragon showed up. Blazin was a complete natural. His dancing skills were fire, he was comfortable in suit, and he adjusted to the character so well. It was almost like he'd done this before. After each tryout, we do a small interview. In his interview, he said something about being a freelance mascot. Freelance mascot?
Yeah.
What do you do as a freelance mascot?
Oh, you know, raise money for charity, go to conventions, all sorts of things.
Immediately, I knew that this freelance mascot was a furry. I had secretly wanted to be a furry for a long time, but I needed a helping wing to do it, and I knew that Blazin was my way in, or out, so to speak. I stalked him on the internet and DM'd him later that night. After that, we just started hanging out all the time. You like How to Train Your Dragon at all?
That's seriously one of my most favorite movies ever, yes.
But the great times we were sharing didn't last long, because after I graduated, we both moved. We were a little bit further apart now, but we made it work. Blazin and I had only been hanging out for about 4 months at this point, but we were already best friends. Our favorite kind of adventures were amusement parks. We had so much fun riding all the rides and we'd go every chance we could. Our favorite amusement park to go to was Kings Island in Ohio. We spent the entire day riding awesome rides and we decided to end it on a nice ride on Windseeker. We jumped on, the ride lifted us up, and Romantic Flight from How to Train Your Dragon started playing. 300 feet in the warm summer air with our wings spread wide, listening to a song from our favorite movie. More than anything, I wanted to hold Blazen's hand. That's the moment I realized I was falling in love. It was the scariest and best ride of my entire life. A few months before this, Blazen told me he was gay, but I didn't know if I was or not. I had always considered myself somewhere on the asexual spectrum of sexuality, but I had never considered the possibility of being romantically attracted to a guy. But these last few months had been so much fun, because nobody had ever made me feel the way Blazen did. So a few weeks later, I gathered up as much courage as I could possibly find, and I asked him out. And he said no. That was heart-wrenching, but also very valid. He didn't want to goof up what we already had going. We gave it a little more time, and eventually he decided that, yeah, we should do a relationship. Love was in the air and all was right with the world. Until I realized that I would eventually want to tell my family. I had no idea what they would think or how they would react, but Blazen and I were in love, and I wanted them to know him just like if he was a her. I met up with my mom and my sister at a pizza place in my sister's college town. We had just finished eating and having a great conversation, and I just kind of felt it in my jellies. This was the time to tell them, right here at this pizza place. It was a big, scary moment, but I didn't feel scared at all. I took a deep breath and told them I was happy and safe, and that I was very excited about dating Blazen. At first, they were very thrown off, and both of them said they needed some time to think about it. But in time, their eyes adjusted, and they became very happy for Blazen and I. And ever since then, my whole family has been very accepting of this change. Because it really isn't a change. I'm still the Adler they know and love. I just love a big dragon guy, too. In a perfect world, we could love who we love, and that would be enough. You wouldn't have to be scared about how your friends and family might react, or if you'll be safe after telling them. Being brave enough to show your true self takes so much courage. And if you don't think you're quite ready yet, that's okay. You can take your time. The people you tell will be realizing something new about you, and that can be scary for them as well. It may take time for their eyes to adjust, but that's just because you're shining so brightly. You'll know when the time is right to let your light out. Be in a safe place, and you'll be amazing. Be proud. Be you, and help someone smile today. Bye.
Remember the time you drove all night just to meet me in the morning? And I thought it was strange, you said everything changed. You felt as if you just woke up. And you said, this is the first day of my life. I'm glad I didn't die before I met you. But now I don't care, I could go anywhere with you, and I'd probably be happy. So if you wanna be with me, well, these things there's no telling, we'll just have to wait and see. But I'd rather be working for a paycheck than waiting to win the lottery. Whoa, oh, oh. Besides, maybe this time it's different. I mean, I really think you'll like me.
Hey everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. The air is getting colder, the trees are getting prettier, and the pumpkin spiced everything is on the shelves. For most, these things mean autumn, but to me and many other weird, dorky kids around the world, these things mean marching band. The parades, the uniforms, the horrible, unpredictable weather that's guaranteed to ruin all of your competitions. It's the best. But I didn't always think that. In high school, I started in just concert band, not marching band. Because marching band was for dorks, and I wasn't a dork. But at the end of my freshman year, everyone had to march in the Memorial Day parade.
Adler, Come on, I think you'll like it.
It took a lot of convincing, but I finally drug my talons out into the field for marching band practice.
Now, for all you new people who didn't march in the fall, which is literally only you, Adler, when I call set, you'll go to the set position.
Wait, what is the set position?
It's like this, Adler.
Now, I'm gonna count down, and you're only gonna take one step. One step. This is because you're gonna start off strong from the very first step.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, push step.
From the moment we took that first step together, I was hooked. So that summer I decided to join the marching band. And look, I'm not saying the deciding factor was that we were the Columbia City Marching Eagles, but we practiced in the middle of summer in July in Indiana, which is kind of like practicing in a greenhouse that's on fire and has way more bugs. You spend every day for 2 weeks outside with each other on the pavement, learning drill and memorizing music. On the last day of band camp, my tiny eagle body had finally had enough. At lunch on the last day, we always had pizza.
Hey Adler, I got you some pizza.
Aw, thanks. I love pepperoni.
That's just cheese.
I tried to eat the pizza, but the light in the room was too bright, so I decided to crawl inside a tuba locker to eat. You know, to make it less light.
Hey, Adler.
Yeah, what?
Are you, like, alright?
I ended up having heat exhaustion and I went home early. As you know, my mom runs a cake business out of our house, and that's when I saw it. The cake on the counter that said, "I survived band camp." But I didn't survive band camp. Everyone's still out there except for me. I don't even like cake, but the thought of eating a cake that meant band camp was over would have tasted so good. All in all, though, it was a really great first year of marching band. So when spring was back at the end of that year, I started to get excited about my junior year of marching band. I was going to survive band camp and teach new people how to march. So I tried out for drum major. And I got selected. The drum major is the visual metronome who stands at the big podium in the front of the field and flaps their wings around. I loved conducting, but being drum major wasn't just conducting. We also marched, led warm-ups, got blamed for losing the band director's keys to the trailer, and make sure the band didn't tear itself apart.
No, bad. Parker, you're supposed to be 2 behind the front hash.
You're an idiot, Walker. I'm 2 in front of the front hash.
Hey, be nice, or else you guys are gonna have to hold hands. Yeah, we would make the band members hold hands on their breaks if they fought. Our show this year was called Wheels, and it had to do with wheels and things that go in circles. And we did this cool thing. Yeah, everybody really liked that part. I learned a lot about how to be a highly effective person, and I was ready to roll step my way right into senior year. I was the drum major again, but I was back on the field with my trombone. This year's show was Flight of Fantasy, and it was my favorite show. I mean, come on, it had a flying theme and all of the music was from Final Fantasy 8 and 10. Also, I met Toad this year. He played baritone. We marched most of our show next to each other and would sometimes chit-chat behind our mouthpieces. Hey Toad, how's your show going?
At least I don't have the tuba.
Okay, good luck. As I was writing this video, I went back to try and find all of my old marching band shows. The only thing I have is a bunch of crusty JPEGs and the original MIDI file from my band director. Our ballad my senior year was called Suteka Dene, which meant "Isn't it beautiful" in Japanese. And I can't imagine a better song to describe marching band. It is beautiful. It only exists for a moment on a field somewhere in Indiana. A group of people with different backgrounds, upbringings, and personalities all trusting each other and making awesome music together. It happens once, and then it's gone. If you still have the opportunity to join your band, do it. Competing is fun, but working together instead of against each other can lead to making new and beautiful things. Keep marching, keep collaborating, help someone smile today. Bye!
Hey everybody, it's Adler the Eagle, and today we're talking about ramen. No, we're not! We're not? Nope, because something terrible has happened. You're probably wondering what 3 dorky animals could be doing in a Jungle Gym's International Food Market on a Saturday afternoon. Some might expect a robbery of the treat aisle. Others a strange convention in town. But they'd be wrong. The desire for juicy, delectable, cosmic, crisp apple brings them together for their monthly movie night. Mama Eagle always said, good friends, good apples, and a good movie is all you needs. But oh, was she wrong. After watching Summer Wars, which is great by the way, you should totally check it out, I cut up one of the cosmic crisp apples and served it to Blazin' and Zyre. I sensed some hesitation between them and the freshly cut cosmic crisp. Finally, Blazin' cracked.
Why did you leave the core in it?
Because you eat the core?
No, you can't. That's gross. Who eats the entire apple?
Me! I eat the whole apple! Yes, the entire thing, core and all, and I have for as long as I can remember. At that moment, a rift was created in the multiverse, or at least in my own head, known as the Cosmic Crisp Rift. Why have I always eaten the entire apple? Is this why I have no friends? Am I alone in the entire apple consumption universe? I needed answers, and there was only one place to start.
Hey Mom, how you doing?
Hi Adler, I'm doing good.
Good. Okay, so I've got a question for you, okay? I eat the entire apple. When I eat the apple...
What?
So okay, that's not very good. So I eat the whole... So I eat the whole apple, and I don't know why. And I was calling you because I thought it was your fault. Because I had this memory of us eating the entire apple when I was little.
Okay, well, no. I would say that came from your grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't cut it. He just, I think, eats the whole apple.
Like with the seeds.
With his teeth, yes.
No, like, so. Does he eat it like with the seeds? Like the
yes.
All of it. Okay. But I thought it was you.
No.
It's not. No. So it has to be Pa. Okay. Well, I'm gonna call him.
Wait, were you recording me?
Thanks for helping me get to the bottom of the apple mystery.
The plot thickens. My grandparents are very frugal Hoosiers, and somehow I managed to learn that life hack from them. I had to get to the core of this conundrum. Get it? Cause it's like an apple core. You get it. Okay, I called my grandpa.
Oh.
Hey, Pa, how are you doing today?
Marvelous.
Good. Okay, I have a really specific question for you, okay?
I got a coat for you.
Okay, cool. So...
Winter coat. A winter coat.
You got a winter coat for me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome! So I got a question for you. When you eat an apple, do you eat the whole thing?
Well, I don't eat the core.
You don't eat the core?
No.
This is really interesting, because I have always eaten the entire thing.
I had read where there's arsenic in them.
Right, I've heard that too.
Yeah, there's arsenic in them.
Right.
So I stayed away from them.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, well, it was good talking to you. I gotta figure out where I got this apple eating thing from.
And I think the best apple I like is either a golden or a red delicious.
Yes, I like those too.
And then comes in Macintosh and can't think of the other one. Macintosh and not wine sap, but Macintosh and the other one. It's got a real white meat in it.
Huh.
I can't think what that other one is.
Right. Well, if you figure out, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Paul. Well, thank you for helping me figure out my apple conundrum.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye.
At this point, I hit a wall. I was a weirdo. I had no one to blame but me. I began seeing reminders of my shame everywhere. The grocery. Video games. Computer stores. Feeling down about myself, I did what any sane bird would do. I tweeted about it. And what do you know? You all have a bunch of weird habits too!
Every time I wash my hands, I subconsciously make a big soap bubble between my two hands.
If I walk on some grouting between tiles with my left foot, then I have to do the same with my right foot, and vice versa. This is non-negotiable.
Picking stuff up with my feet, trying to throw it to my hands, and missing.
Singing along to songs on the radio, but making the lyrics be about weasels and possums.
In short, we're all a little strange, and embracing our inner weird is what makes us unique and memorable. I'm Adler the Eagle, and I eat the whole apple. Okay, so maybe I don't want to be remembered for eating the entire apple, but hey, at least it's better than being remembered for vomiting sprinkles. Embrace your weird and help someone smile today. Bye!
Hey Adler, how is self-quarantine going?
It's been alright. We've been playing with the dog a lot.
Oh, I didn't know you had a dog.
Oh yeah, we've only had her for about 3 months.
Whoa, can I see?
Sure! Hey everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. As many of you know, I work from home full-time making these rad animations for you. And as many of you may now also know, working from home can get pretty lonely. You never realize just how much you miss Karen's angry voice until you're forced to work remotely because of...
They told me I need to stay at home, but how am I supposed to do my hot yoga classes from the living room? Can I speak to someone's manager, or should I take this all the way to the governor?
But before all of this, I had been working on ways to improve my mental health at home. I was having a hard time not sleeping in until noon and needed to find a little more structure in my day.
So there's 2 penguins in a bathtub, and one of the penguins says to the other, "Can you pass me the soap?" And then the other penguin replies, "What do I look like, a radio?"
You know, Blazin, I've just felt really weird lately. Like, I've been talking to myself in the mirror a lot. Do you do that at all?
Classic penguins.
Yeah, right. And like a lot of times the jokes don't even make any sense, and if you laughed at them in like, you know, real life person and stuff, people think you're actually crazy. Blazin, you're such a good listener. So I had the brilliant idea of getting a dog. Having a dog would force me to get up and feed it, and it would be a great partner to have at work. So in the same way I make all of my big life-changing decisions, I asked Twitter for validation.
No.
Yes!
I think you should get a parrot.
Why shouldn't you get a doggo? Why not just be a dog?
Well, then he couldn't be a cute eagle. And y'all know neither are as awesome as being a cat.
I'd highly argue that if you do, it needs to be a
I'm gonna be the unfun guy and say no.
I think a small response.
Whoa. Okay, so yeah. Dogs are a lot to handle. Despite being very cute and fun, they are basically like having a small child that will eat your couch if you don't walk it. Blazin and I also go to a lot of conventions, and it really wouldn't be fair to leave the pupper home alone for those extended trips. So I needed a dog that was small, low maintenance, could go for extended periods of time without social interaction, and wouldn't vor my sofa. The research was long and difficult. Many nights were spent looking for the proper pooch. But finally, we got her.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you the dog, but the dog is very nervous. She's kind of nervous. So when we go around the corner, we gotta be really quiet. Okay. Be real quiet so she doesn't... What? Blazin keeps leaving toys, like, out here all the time. Okay. We gotta be really quiet. I don't want to spook her. Okay. Here we go. There's the dog. Hi. Hi, baby. How you doing? How you doing, baby? Hi. Aw, yeah. See? We're nice. We're friends. This is a dog. What a good dog. Hi. Aw, yeah. See? It's okay. We're friends. Aw. Okay, come here. Come here. Whoop. Yeah, see? We're good friends. Oh, hi. How are you? How's your day going? Aww. Alright, we gotta make a video. We wanna make a video? We're gonna make a video together, okay? Yeah, oh, you hot. You got a little toasty. Okay, let's put the video together.
This is our dog! Her name's Lizzo! She's a little goofy, but we love her anyway. She eats a lot of bugs and kale and crickets, which is kind of weird for dogs. And she's really small. Another weird thing about her is that she spends a lot of time in the UV light for warmth, but never even pants. She just opens her mouth. It's strange. She likes to sit on her log and, well, that's about it.
Adler, that's not a dog.
Wait, it's not?
No, that's a bearded dragon.
Oh, okay, well that makes sense. That's why Blazon's been so territorial lately. Blazon, who you fighting? Well, keep feeding your dog kale, crickets, and bugs, and help someone smile today. Bye! Hey everybody, it's Adler the Eagle. I'll be quite frank with you, the last few months have been very challenging. Just after we got moved into a cool new city with tons to do, the quarantine started and we couldn't go exploring around town like we've wanted to. When I sat down to write the script for this video, I had a really hard time finding any sort of light in this terrible situation. To be very real, things suck right now for everyone. The world feels like it got flipped upside down. We can't do any of the things that we would normally do. Essential workers are being put at risk, and a lot of people are getting very, very sick. Needless to say, Blazon and I have been spending a lot of time at home. We've played a lot of video games, we've watched a lot of TV. Everything started to become boring and stale. The days began to blend together, and I could feel my body slowly becoming more and more potato-esque. But then it hit me. Holy crap, Blazon! There's like an entire outside!
Ah, it looks as if the young Haliatus leucocephalus has come out of his nest. Let's see what he does next.
Go grab your keys. We're going on a walk.
Amazing! It looks as if the eagle and his mate are going to venture out and explore the local area. As long as they keep their distance from other creatures, they should remain safe from any potential infection. There is a lot going on in our world, isn't there? The native wildlife is spending time outdoors while keeping their distance. They communicate about social gatherings and future dates. The younger generation even follows the rules established by their elders. Oh, it looks as if this young animal is celebrating a birthday. Our subjects take notice and wish them well. As the sun begins to set, the young eagle and dragon return to their nest. Oh my, looks like I've been noticed. Quickly, we must move.
Walking gives us time to think and process all the challenging situations we're facing. It feels like we've lost an entire year of progress, of social interactions, and of love. But even through social isolation, we still reach out and connect with one another. Not in the ways we see as normal, but in ways that are now the new normal. Our world is still turning. Time is still moving. We are still here, and honestly, it's amazing to see just how connected we still are. Feeling sad right now is okay. Feeling lost or directionless is okay. Feeling scared or powerless is okay. The world is going through a whole lot, and you are a part of that world. We have really memorable days, days we might forget, and days we wish we could forget. Feeling our best has been challenging these past few months, but now is the time to do our part to make sure our world is safe. Wash your wings, wear your mask, and help someone smile today. Bye!